Chuck, nice to meet you, man. I'm
Nice
Dom.
to meet you. Appreciate you having me on.
Oh, man. I wish I had that smash burger right now while I'm on the show, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, I'm about to go make some more. Hopefully tomorrow. I got a bunch of ground beef in my fridge, so I got to go through it. And burgers make it easy, so.
Yeah, dude, I got it. I tell you what, man, I might have to pick up one of those before we start the show. I might have to pick up one of those Cuisine Art 360 griddles.
Bro,
those.
It's badass. I've had it for like 2 weeks and I've used it like five nights already. It's like tacos. I've done chow mein. I did burgers. I've warmed up leftover steaks. I seared a steak on it. I've done tri-tips on it. It's badass, man.
And that thing runs off propane?
Yeah, propane, which is cool because that's the only propane thing I have outside of a little pizza oven. So
yeah.
It's cool because it's like the other day I got home late and it's like, shit, we'll just do tacos real fast, you know? And it's like, it was hot, had it on and done. I think the whole video, because I have to edit it down, but the whole video from the time when I started it to have the taco made was like 8.5 minutes. So it's like, oh shit, this thing gets hot, cooks fast, you know? So yeah, it's nice.
I'm getting one, dude. That's it.
Yeah, do it, bro.
Hey, so you do all your own editing?
Yeah. So I edit, do everything myself. All on this bad boy right here. I bought like trying to take shit more serious. People like Bryce and, you know, published from Sonoma State. I had friends messaging like, bro, you got to try to step it up. So I got a camera, spent like $800 on a Canon, whatever, you know, some power shot shit. And it's like, I use it sometimes, but it's just, I have my phone. I'm used to my phone. I'm used to the style. It looks different. It looks clearer on the camera, but it doesn't look like my style, you know? So yeah, I just do it on my phone, man.
Hey, so I know Erica, so we all went to college together. Is that how?
Yeah. Sonoma State. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. So it's randomly, I forget how, but you went to a wedding with someone or somewhere, maybe like 2 years ago, and you posted, maybe like a year and a half, it was before the virus and everything, but you were faded at a wedding, and one of the girls from Sonoma State, I can't remember, it was like Jenna, who was on like the lacrosse team there. One of the girls messaged Erica. It's like, holy shit, my friend's at this wedding and look who the fuck's there. It's like, and it was you. It's like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, how do you know him? She's like, Sonoma State. And I'm like, oh yeah, we all went, you know. So, but yeah, just being around the gym, I think is why everyone knows each other, you know.
Yeah,
were you the same year as Mike?
I think so. I think we're all that same year. What were you, 11, right?
Yeah, I was 2011.
Yeah.
Dom went to Sonoma as well. He terrorized that campus.
Okay, yeah.
I graduated in 05 though, so I think you guys might not have been there in 05.
No, I was there for a short time too. I fucked around for a little, was at the JC for like 4 years before, and then had 2.5 years at Sonoma State, so.
That's plenty. 2.5 years.
It was a good time. I loved it. I honestly, if I could go back, I would.
Yeah, man. So look, we're pumped to have you on the Bridge to Bridge podcast. For those who don't know, Chuck is a grill master. Currently, he's got his own flavored spices, which you can find online. Kind of a social media star. I tried looking you up on Wikipedia. I don't know if the page is set up there yet.
Oh, it's not. No, I got to do that. It's funny. So yeah, I got a family member who's got a Wikipedia page. I'm like, dude, this shit looks busted. So you can tell he made it, but he's like, but it comes up. I'm like, yeah, I guess. Oh, but no Wikipedia, probably Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok's probably what came up first, you know, so.
Yeah, so before we dive into kind of the grill career, so you're from the Bay. Give us a little insight to the upbringing in the Bay. I know you're from Vallejo, right?
No, actually, so I live in Vallejo now, and I've lived here like 6 years now, but I grew up in Napa, actually, so I'm adopted. My biological family's all in Daly City, South City, San Francisco, that whole area. I was adopted at 8 months old, grew up in Napa, lived out there. Started coming to Vallejo as a kid, obviously. I remember I got a haircut at like a Supercuts in Napa, and my mom, who's white, adopted me. I remember she cried. She said, man, white people can't cut black hair. And I mean, this is the 90s in Napa. Nowadays, you go to a barbershop, there's white folk, you know what I'm. But so we started coming to Vallejo back then. So I always came out here to get a haircut and then, you know, music, things like that. But yeah, so I grew up in Napa. Hyphy movement was all, as you guys know, was cracking when I was growing up. So wanted to rap and do all that. So, and I had friends that, you know, were and still are in the industry. So just kind of barrier culture was always sort of, you know, something I was involved in, pursued, wanted to do. From there, Sonoma State, lived in Petaluma, Santa Rosa, and then now out here to Vallejo, which is where the roots are at. And, you know, so yeah, it's been a journey all over the Bay. That's why I say I rep the Bay Area, got Napa Valley blood veins, and right now I'm putting my roots in Vallejo, so.
How did you find the love to start cooking? Where's that? What's that stem from?
I think it's easy. I think everyone likes food unless you're like a damn zombie or a terrorist or something, But I mean, I've loved food since I was a kid. Obviously, you don't get a body like this, which I'm working, so I'm drinking this shitty Bud Light, trying to cut back on the, carbs and all that. But no, I've loved food since a kid, and there's two things I would say. Oh, starts around sitting around the table. I think my mom, we were the family where she was at home all day, every day cooking. We had dinner as a family every night. So I think that's kind of what played an important role for me was every night, didn't matter if my dad worked all day and what me and my sister or whoever was doing, we all had dinner together. So I think that was the first portion. And then it was where my passion came from is, well, mom, I'm 300 pounds now in high school, 300 pounds in sixth grade, really. And you can't make enough food for me in the day. So I'm going to start cooking. And that's really what it was, is I don't want to wait for her to make this. So we got extra steak. I'm going to cook it up. And that's where the whole kind of foundation was, is I love food. I don't want to wait to eat it. And then also it makes you feel good, eating with the family. You got those memories, the nostalgia. And even now, every time I cater, I got a gig this weekend, I'm feeding 8 people. It's like, I'm giving them life. You can't live without food. Like, I'm sharing life with y'all. So that's, I think, what it's about for me is, one, obviously feeding myself is great, but it's, that experience of sharing food and the process of making a memory or a moment or however you want to put it.
Yeah, but do you watch Chef's Table? Are you a fan of that show?
What's weird is I don't watch like a lot of I don't watch Chopped. I've seen Chef's Table. I've seen like a couple episodes, and I watched like a couple of the barbecue ones. But no, like I haven't watched all of them. I know there's like 3 or 4 volumes or something. I think I've seen 2 episodes.
I was just saying that because they got to do an episode on you, man. Because just the stuff you're hitting on reminds me it could be on that show.
I don't have the talent or the skill yet, but I appreciate that. But maybe one day. Those fools are way too credentialed. Sorry, those chefs are way too credentialed. And I'm honored and humbled that people say stuff like that. And even now, people will shoot me a DM or want to talk about X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, bro, I'm just a fat guy that I feel like just got lucky, And I've been put in a position now where I'm able to kind of pursue it more and more. It's like kind of a snowball that's just been building and growing. It started off as a hobby, cooking, posting pictures, lying to get gigs. And then it's like, oh shit, the more I do it, the better I get. And the more I put myself out there, the more people want to see it. And now it's like, I can't really stop, It's like, I think I cooked like 3 different things today and didn't even eat them all. It's like, I'll meal plan that and use some of his leftovers, but just so I can have shit to share with people, So
was it like a light bulb moment where you went, hey, this is what I love. This is my passion. Or like you were saying, did it progress to that where you're doing some stuff, doing some,
No, it was a light bulb. It was like, as far as the growth, obviously that was a progression, but as far as falling in love, that shit was a light bulb, dude. My parents, so it wasn't even barbecue that made me realize I wanted to take the barbecue further. So I'd been barbecuing, smoking meats, got a smoker, Christmas 2016, started posting shit on Instagram. And as you've seen, I'm sure now there's a big barbecue/food community. And again, you get 150 followers and you're talking to a dude in Canada and you're like, oh my God, this is dope. 150 people give a shit about what I'm posting. And it's sort of growing. So I like that side. And then, people see that I'm posting and cooking. And even though barbecue is kind of my first what I posted, I cooked everything, Italian food, Cioppino, things like that. My family, my parents, my dad's like, we're having some friends over, like some kind of, higher end friends, if you want to come cook for us. And so I did Cioppino for my dad's friends. It was like an opera singer, the opera singer's partner, like 2 jewelers, and like a lawyer or something like that. So also I'm nervous and shit. Did fresh Cioppino, cooked it there on site with my wife, a bunch of fresh seafood, got like the highest quality ingredients I could. I didn't even think they pay, like I didn't make any money. I think my dad's like, oh, I'll give you like $100. So yeah, I spent like $200 on seafood, but whatever, But after we're doing it, they're eating and they're talking to me and how much fun they had. And not just was the food good, but I was entertaining and just everything. And I looked at my wife as we're cleaning up. It's like, this is what I want to do. And I'll never forget that. It was like, we're in my parents' kitchen washing dishes and she was right by my side. It's like, this is what I want to do. Like, this shit excites me. Like, I want to try to do this. And once that happened, we had a family friend reach out, hey, do you cater barbecue? Oh yeah, I've done a bunch of catering. I'd never catered before, of course. But yeah, I cater all the time. What do you want, Bullshit. Had a crazy experience. The brisket was good. Nothing else really was. But that's kind of what started it. But they liked it enough to, do you want to do another gig? And then, hey, I heard you did so-and-so's graduation and so-and-so. And then it's all blown up from there. And luckily I've been fortunate enough and try to stay busy enough and push myself enough that my skills, I think, are now to a point where it's worthy of, top price services, dollar, however you want to put it. But I feel like I'm finally living up to what people expect of me. So
Have you cooking for a lot of people's high pressure? I mean, and it's different than when you're, just cooking for
For the
yourself
homies.
or the intimate family. I mean,
Way
when I
different.
when I started in the fire service, I had to cook for 14 people, 14 firefighters while working, because we cook
Yeah.
our own stuff. And it's like not only is the work stressful, but then the pressure. I mean, was that some did you kind of slide right into that, or were you like, damn, the first catering thing, you were like, what did I do, man?
No, so the first catering gig, luckily it was like 30 or 40 people, right? So, and it's for a family friend. I think I cooked 2 briskets, which was cool. Like that was easy to do. Again, they were good. The people loved them. They don't have a lot of briskets. Looking back now, they were dog shit. That's beside the point. The worst thing I did was I put bananas in with the fruit salad. Have you ever had fruit salad at a party that has bananas in it?
Yeah, they get all bruised up real quick.
So I have this, I'm all morning slicing, doing all this fruit with bananas, all these other fruits and shit, get it in there, get to the party, and it's all brown. So I'm like, what? Like everything. So I'm like, what do I do? And luckily I got a bunch of gloves. And my first instinct is like, babe, we just got to get the fuck out of here. Like we can't stay here. Like we just got to leave. Like I'll take the money and run, whatever, they can figure it out. Luckily I had gloves, got it under pressure, pulled all the bananas out, you know what I'm saying? And then added, I think, more berries just to give it a little more color pop, and got through it.
Those things,
But
those things got brown faster than Mike's boxer shorts at a golf tournament. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
bro, they got
sick.
faster than
What's wrong with you, bro?
they got brown faster than my boxer shorts in my bachelor party. Yeah.
Man, come
Yeah.
on.
You know Bryce,
Yeah.
right, Mike? You know Bryce DeHaven?
Brown?
SAE,
Oh, yeah.
brown hair.
Yep, I do.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. If you know, he'll tell you a good story, but yeah, I got a little too wasted and similar brown tense experience. Anyway, back on track though. So I had another gig though, just to tell you how I'm under pressure. So someone said, have you ever done a whole pig? I said, yeah, I'd never done a whole pig. There was a lot of errors leading up to it. I'll take the blame for everything, but there was a lot of errors, miscommunications on my part and the client's part leading up to it. Long story short, however, it's like time to eat. It's for a Super Bowl, like 11:30, they want the pig off and like ready to present. It's like 11:10. I check the pig and it's like 40 degrees below where it's supposed to be. And you can't serve raw pork, as you know.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I was going through anxiety at the time. I have anxiety. It comes and goes. My anxiety was bad already, right? So my anxiety's bad already. This shit happened. So then I'm like to my wife, I'm like, I'm not even bullshit. I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here. I'm like, get the car, pull it up. There's like, we're on the side of the house. There's like 70 people right around, like, just waiting for us. Like everyone's like, hey, I'm like, and I'm like, we gotta go. And so like, she literally had to put her hands on my shoulder. She's like, babe, like, man up, get your shit together. Like, turn that bitch all the way up, get it for whatever you got to do.
Burn it.
Yeah, and that's exactly. I tried the shit on the outside, which ruined the skin, but whatever. It was bomb pulled pork. Long story short, it all worked out. But yeah, no, under pressure, it's awful, and there was a lot of pressure. I've learned to deal with it now, and now I say the pressure is why I like it. Like, my day job's insurance. I don't go to the office to sell insurance. Like, oh, dude, it's like I go to the office insurance. Like, oh man, I want to kill my fucking self. You go to a catering gig. It's like in the best way. It's like, oh goddamn, we're alive, baby. Like we've been working. Like I'm juiced, baby. Let's get
Jordan
it.
Game 6.
Exactly. It's like, have a couple drinks, smoke a little something, get in the fucking car after you've been cooking. It's like, let's get lit now. It's like you do all this work and you're anxious, but they're gonna love it. It's like you get there and it's time to turn up and party, and that's like, I think what is the reward. It's like I did a wedding 2 weeks ago, and one of the worst preps, and the drive out there was 3 hours up a mountain road. I'd never been out there before. It was just a shit show getting out there. But as soon as we were there, as soon as like the first like drunk dude at the wedding came over, it's like, dude, you're the fucking flavor train, dude. Let me see that brisket, baby. It's like, oh, like that's what, like, they don't, like, all the nerves I have, like they don't have it, like they just want to eat. And like it was like from there, it's like, so it's like, told my wife, it's like, it's party time. They had like a beer truck. It's like, give me some fucking beers. Like, let's go, baby. It's time. So yeah, I still get nervous, but now I embrace it. And it's what excites me. I would say it makes me feel alive. I'm sure whether it's like playing a sport, even pick a ball with your hoops, when you're in the zone with your homies playing ball or whatever, playing video games, you're playing Madden. It's like, you get fucking jacked and amped and it's like you're in the moment, whatever it is. But I think when you love something, it's the excitement and that anxiety. It's like Christmas, that's what cooking is like. It's like Christmas. Yeah. All that prep is waiting and waiting. And then when I'm out there, I'm opening presents. And those gifts are seeing the satisfaction on people's faces,
Listening to you talk earlier, you basically said chefs. It sounds like you really like to run that kind of like like, do you refer to yourself as a chef, or do you like to kind of run this unpolished kind of, just
No,
you're in
yeah,
your own niche,
100%. And I think there's a lot of people, and I've said it before, but I was used to say, like, growing up, and not even growing up, but just when I first started out, you lack the confidence. You don't know if you deserve to be here, get the love or the likes or whatever. Um, and so a lot of people on Instagram put chef in their title, chef in their name. You're not a chef. Like, you didn't go to school. You didn't earn that. I didn't earn it. And I went from having those doubts and fears about not being a chef to now that's like a point of pride. Like, no, I didn't go to chef school, but it's like I've cooked for players on the Warriors. I've cooked for Niners. It's like I'm doing a couple retired NFL players gigs in a couple of weeks. It's like the people I'm cooking for. It's like, and I don't say that name dropping like, oh, I'm the shit, I'm the best ever. But it's like I think the people that I've served would tell you, and they're high priced clientele, that I deserve what it is. And I didn't go to school. So anybody that says you have to, like, don't listen to that noise, dude. Cook. That's what you got to do. Just cook and do what you like and cook. It's like you don't go to school. Programmers nowadays don't really go to school for that. You like the computer, you just learn. You don't go to school for podcasting, you just pick it up. I didn't go to school to do my phone. I just practice and practice, learn how to edit. So whatever it is that you love, I think, especially at a young age, so young, you can't just get into it and do it. So no, I'm not a chef. I'm proud of that. But at the same time, I do acknowledge that I don't have the titles, the accolades that the people that have gone to culinary school do. And I don't want to disrespect them by saying that, oh, I'm a chef. I'm not. I'm a fat kid that likes food and I know fucking flavor. So, it's like, you want to taste some good ass shit, come to me. You want to talk about, imported microgreens that have been, blah, blah, blah. Talk to somebody else. And that's cool. I'm not hating on that. That's just not what I do. And that's not to say I don't use good ingredients or try to educate myself, but this is about fun, dude. And I'm trying to show that anybody could do this, So, and those are the best messages I get. Kids DMing me saying like, oh my God, I wanted to barbecue for years and I just bought a smoker because of you. Like not even to me, good job for you. Like, you're taking the chance. Now push it farther than I am. It's like, you're young, especially the kids. I would say you're 13 and you're complaining about a brisket. I didn't cook a brisket till 3 years ago. I'm 30. You know what I'm saying? Relax, 13-year-old, live your damn life. You don't got even zits on your face yet. You're
You
gonna
didn't.
be a beast. It's like,
You didn't cook that pig until it was at the big dance. That's like, you know what I mean? That's like going to the World Series being like, I'm pick up the baseball bat, like, here we go, man. Like,
yeah, it's like being
that's a
Rudy
bad
in the
analogy
movie.
because you're still cooking, but that's still,
Yeah,
man.
no.
That's
It's like Rudy going in that last play of the game, like the little guy gets a shot, except I skipped all the practice and they still put me in, It's like,
Yeah.
but no, it's one of those things. It's, I made a joke referencing Smoothie, Barry, a rapper, but the other day I posted something like brisket, how just moist and juicy it was, a picture of it. But the caption was, I never got clowned because when it came around, I was down to put my meat on the table, It's like I'll put my, and that's what I would say. I don't care. Even now when I do catering in public, like when I cook in public a brisket, you're going to get the flavor train. I'm going to cut that shit in public. Look at that, bam, sexy baby. I'm going to let you know. And it's like, so I'm very proud of that. And that's the one thing I think why I'm always pushing myself is because I'm maybe have so much bravado or ego sometimes when I'm doing things. Like, I understand people are going to want that. So I understand I got to keep pushing myself so I can deliver those things, So.
One of my favorite videos you posted was with the E40 track. And I know that he recently started following and supporting you. Was that like, were you super fired up when that went down?
Yeah, dude, that's like Bay Area legend status. And what's crazy is, yeah, I mean, 100% I was super fired up. And I got to keep everything in perspective, though. Like, same thing when Gordon Ramsay duetted my video. I tell my wife, like, that didn't pay any bills for me. Like, sure, maybe I got some new followers.
Oh yeah, he did that. Yeah.
But it's like my life didn't change. You know what I'm saying? Like, an E40 following me didn't change my life. What it does show is two things. One, people are seeing me. Again, you see the numbers go up, but you wonder, how real is that? That dude has eyes and ears in the town. He's on social media. So he's seeing me. I'm doing something right. And then I think the other thing it shows is that, for someone like me, just, that I'm trying to represent for the Bay, it's like, I'm not the most hood cat, but I did grow up in the Bay Area, you know what I'm saying? I love the Bay, I love the culture, and I really try to represent for that. So it's like the fact that he acknowledges and respects. And what's cool is like Mac Mall follows me. When I first moved to Vallejo, Mac Mall like gave me love. Like, she like gave me a follow. It's like one day we'll link Cuddy. It's like, we haven't linked yet, but it's like my homie, the Baker man, cooks for Mac Mall, cooks for Doobie. It's like those fools are right up the block. It's like, so they're out here in Vallejo. So it's a very small town. So I think it just validates what I'm doing. And as a non-Vallejo native, someone that I didn't grow up here, to get the blessing from someone like E40, it's like, I'm good. Like, that doesn't mean I'm going to run to the wrong neighborhood or act like an asshole, but it's like, I'm good. Like, I got like that respect. So, but
they almost need, they need a Bay Area check mark. We got to get them to, you know how they have like the Twitter,
Bro, right?
Instagram, like certified.
Yeah, it should be like,
If you get
it should
like
be like
there's a,
yee instead of like a
yeah,
little yee sticker or something like that. You know, I agree.
yeah,
They should start doing that's what bro. I've been saying that like each region should have something or like, oh, he's verified, like, you know, yeah, just different levels of that shit. You know,
He's a
it's not
pedestrian.
everyone's got an agent, you know, it's like, and I know, again, having done it now, I know how you get verified. It's like catering for people. I catered for this guy and he didn't tell me he played in the Major League Baseball until after. And then he's like, oh, add me on Instagram. And I added him. You got a check mark? He's like, oh, yeah, I told my agent that I won my contract that I got the blue check mark. I was like, oh, yeah. He's like, yeah. He's like, basically, that's why you want to be with a certain agency. Still, I'm like, oh, shit, it's just about knowing someone, essentially, you know? So,
Right.
yeah, so.
Hey, so
what now?
go ahead.
Oh,
Dom,
go ahead,
sorry.
Mike. No, go ahead, man. No, little brother first. Little
I
brother
insist,
first. Dude.
bro. I insist.
I was gonna say, Chuck. Obviously, you're extremely confident, and I mean, just to tackle this, you're like, yeah. I mean, growing up, you know what I mean. Were you always confident as a kid, and kind of just like putting that out there, like, hey, I'm just gonna try everything, get into everything, or is that something you grew into?
Hey, relax. Sorry, little dog's going crazy. Little Chihuahua thinks he's a pit bull. No, it's the opposite for real. So I was a quiet kid, and it's funny because when I first brought my wife around, my parents, and we went to a dinner, and you know, you start talking about what you were like as kids. I remember my dad saying, like, "Oh no, Chuck was like a quiet, respectful kid." Not that I'm not respectful now, but he was super quiet, respectful. He'd speak to you, but he was just very polite, mild mannered. You know, he didn't open up to high school. And even in high school, when I started opening up, it wasn't like a confident thing. Football helped a little bit in the sense that you're good at a sport. People start to notice you and, okay, like I have some sort of value in life, especially, it was kind of the opposite, dude. I mean, I was in fifth grade, I was like 5'11", 250 pounds in Napa. I was the only black kid outside of my sister in town that I had ever seen. So it was like the opposite. I was felt like a freak. In high school, I started rapping and shit. And I had friends that were like putting out albums and stuff. And like, they would all promote the collabs. Where like, I didn't ever put shit out. Like I had a MySpace page, got like up to like 20,000 followers on that. Never shared anything in real life though. Like I was at a party one time, someone put on an album of mine. I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So it's like, it was the opposite. Like I was always very quiet behind the scenes, you know? And then what's cool about social media, at least in my case, was once I started sharing, like I posted pictures for 3 years, had like 10,000 followers or got to 10,000 followers and it stayed there, which is fine, cool. TikTok was a new app. I started posting on there because nobody I knew was on there. I blew up on TikTok real quick.
We're trying to do it right now, bro.
Right. And what was cool about TikTok though is, and I noticed, it's like I take old Instagram videos where I wasn't talking on them, and all I would do is put a voiceover on it. And people were like, dude, this fool's funny, or like this fool's quick, this fool's clever, or he's got like, but just like the voice got them into the videos, and then the videos got them into the voice, vice versa. And then once people were like, dude, I like this guy, I started showing myself a little more. But like, I didn't like, I'm out there and I'm confident now because people like me. And I understand, I'm sure some people don't like me. Hey, chill, bro. Sorry. But I'm sure it's just like, I'm truly thankful to everyone that's ever followed. I even posted earlier today, like, thank you to everyone that's ever supported with me. It's like, there's no flavor train. That's why I call it the flavor gang. Like this shit's not just me cooking for me anymore. It's me cooking for my family, me cooking for everyone out there. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like people will say, oh dude, how do I blow up? Like, how do I tell rhymes like you? It's like, don't fucking rhyme, dude. Like you're a little dork. Be a dork. And I mean that in the best way possible. Or, hey, dude, no, you're way more like X, Y, and Z. Be X, Y, and Z. My guy, you're orange. I'm green. Be orange. You know, it's like, but whatever you do, just be you. What's crazy about the world nowadays is you don't got to be blonde hair, blue eyed this, or you don't have to look like Denzel to be the only black man. Or it's like, whatever the lane is, you can find it. Like there's social, like there's 1,000 apps, you know what I'm saying? If they don't put you on TV, that's cool. I'm good off being on TV if nobody wants to rock with me. I'm on a bunch of social media. And if you don't know about me, maybe your kid doesn't. If your kid doesn't, maybe one of the kids in their class does, or friend. It's like, but you don't got to conform to nobody. So, but long story short, no, I'm confident now because I think people have shown me love and made me realize it's okay to be myself. But even then, I still struggle with anxiety. There's still times where I have bad days. There's days where you get in your head. There's days where you don't want to share. I wasn't on social media at all Sunday or Monday, and I don't post on it like I try to make people aware of it, but I didn't share it just because they don't need to know every time I'm struggling. But I wasn't on there because I didn't fucking feel like it. I was just feeling blue and in my head and thinking I'm a failure and a piece of shit, and I got a bunch of things to work on. So
Dude. Welcome to the party, man.
Right? It's like, and I think, but that's also, I think, and it's probably why you do this. Like, I think people that kind of struggle with maybe the downside, they're always trying to find new ways to push themselves and get into the upside, or find their passion or their hobbies. I don't know nobody and that I can relate to that's doing anything exciting that doesn't have a little bit of sadness or darkness or maybe like twistedness or however you want to put it. But it's like, I just feel like that's part of life. You can't be vanilla, but put out something exciting. It's like, you got to have some rainbow sprinkles in you, and that's what makes shit creative and fun, so.
Yeah, man. Couldn't have said it better, bro. Hey,
For sure.
can you tell us a little bit about your spice? I know we were limited on time, so
We're good. I got to like 540 even's cool. 540.
okay.
Yeah.
I still want to know about the spice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. So that's a cool story, man. So everyone, I'll say it now, and this isn't insulting anybody. Everyone was using Jacobson salt. I don't know if you've heard of Jacobson Salt Co. They're like an organic, like flaky salt. They make a bunch of flavor spices. Nothing against them whatsoever. They're not from California. Everyone was using them. A lot of the companies, the barbecue companies at the time, had sponsorship deals with them. I Googled spice company from California, sea salt from California. This company came out. They'd been around for, I think, like a year or whatever. They came up. I was like, oh shit, LA, like whatever. That's, down south, whatever. Let me cop some of that. Bought some California sea salt harvested from the Pacific Ocean. I'm like, okay, that's dope. Bought some sea salt, started using it. They reached out to me like, hey, let's set up kind of like a partnership. They were like the first kind of real spice company that had like actual authentic partner. So it's basically we'll send you free product post. After like a year, it's like, hey, as a way to say thank you, we want to send you some rubs with custom labels on it. So you can pick a spice you like, we'll put a custom label on it, you can give it to people. I picked their garlic pepper rub, which is my rub, is now this thing of ours, but I picked their garlic pepper rub, had my label put on it. They said, give us addresses you want us to send it to. What I didn't know was they meant family and friends, but me just thinking, well, let me hook up my homies. I sent it to all my Instagram people. And then as soon as all the Instagram people that I sent it to, my homies, start posting it, everyone else out there is like, oh, I want to try that. I want to try that. So she messaged like, we keep getting blown up. People want to buy this. People want to buy this. Like, we got to put this out as a limited edition rub. So it's like, okay, well, what do you want to call it? I said, this thing of ours. Why? I'm adopted Italian. So I wanted to call it the Costa Nostra blend, but they're like, oh, that's cool. So this thing of ours,
Mike would have been pumped on that.
I still gotta go pick some up, bro.
Yeah, right.
I gotta pick some.
But that's where this thing of ours comes. That's what it is, and it's like, one, I'm adopted Italian, so I like that, and it's salt, garlic, pepper, bell pepper, some stuff like that. But it's kind of classic Italian flavor, spice, and then also it's like, no, like this thing started because of like some little thing that we did, like me and my friends, like this is our little thing, and now it's blown up, and then when it's bought, it's like you're part of this little thing now. So it kind of the name tied in. So that's how it started. Long story short, that one ended up selling so well, we put out a part 2. That sold so well that we ended up doing Chuck's Dust. So flavor so good, it might make you bust. Be careful how you use it. Also got California Cajun. And then we actually are launching a new thing. It'll be out in about 3 weeks. It's called Bougie Barbecue. So these are barbecue inspired blends. We'll have Pinky Poppin' Umami, Baby Got Butter. It's official, like a rep with a whistle, and Bang Bang Flavor Gang. So we'll have 4 new rubs, and also this thing of ours, 3 the spicy editions coming too. So things have been going well, man. It's been a cool ride, a cool journey, and yeah, it's all organic, handmade, no need to panic. Comes all out of California, so, and it's quality shit. So I'm proud of it. It's been a cool journey.
Hey, only a matter of time before one of those gets a shout out for sure in a Bay track. We know that the time is coming on that. When I know as someone that used to rhyme a little bit in high school myself,
Okay.
Dom was a dope rapper, bro.
Oh, for sure. I feel it, bro. It's like, that's
down.
what people don't understand, especially like, I mean, I got like, I don't know, like, I mean, no names or whatever, but like, there's some people that are signed to E40's label that like, oh shit, like my boy Big C, like, oh, they were at that studio. Like, and I was in Napa. It's like, but all the cats from Vallejo and shit would come up to Napa because he was right on the outside of town, my homie. But yeah, he had a little studio. But yeah, there's a lot of talent, dude. So I'm not surprised. It's like we would go to St. Helena, fools would rap. We'd go out to San Bruno. I mean, everywhere. There's fools with talent, man.
I'll send you. I did a rap when I ran for the college student government in Sonoma at Sonoma State, because you went there, so you'll get the references about like how much they used to charge at the bookstore, and you know what I mean. So
for sure, yeah.
It's called At the Booth.
That's all I listen to. It's like
it's called At the Booth. You could download it at Kazaa or WinMix.
Kazaa, you're gonna some kids right now are gonna, what's that? Kazaa? Is this guy having a stroke?
When did you? I know from watching your videos on Instagram. you incorporate the rhymes, and it's like, you got that signature style on there with you have a very unique voice when you're talking about the burgers, which adds to like the entertainment value for sure. When did you start incorporating some of the rhyming in with the cooking that just come naturally?
It did. What's crazy is, so I think it started with on Instagram. I think like the first saying they have was cuts like butter. That's like the first one that took off. So it's like cool. So you sprinkle that in here or there. And then it's like, we're out here, it's Bang Bang Niner Gang, and E40's got the Taylor Gang. And I'm like, well, what about the Flavor Gang? And the Flavor Gang really, it all started from merch. Even like I saw the idea, but I was like, I pictured the logo, the shirts that I wear, and then also just like how fucking Wiz Khalifa will have the Taylor Gang shirts without Flavor Gang. So I end the videos, Bang Bang Flavor Gang. And then being from the Bay Area, as you know, old school, official, like a ref with a whistle. It's old school Bay. None of the kids on TikTok had heard that. So those are the three. I start putting those in. And you don't realize when you say the one, Bang Bang Flavor Gang, official, like a ref with a whistle, it started like, oh, you're rhyming. And I don't know how it happened or because the kids were pointing it out. But next thing you know, it just like started fucking happening. I couldn't help it. And it is weird. It's like there'll be days where like I won't rhyme. No, now, because I don't try to rhyme. I just record. But there'll be days where it's like, holy shit, that's like a straight bar. It's just going through. Then like today I did a video, I'm like, nothing rhymed there. I'm like, should I record it again? I mean, no, like that's real. That's what I said. Like it is what it is. But yeah, don't even try it. It just happens. It's like, yeah, so it's a weird thing. It's like, I want to post a behind the scenes video. I tell my wife, like, when I'm recording, I'm like, people think, oh, I'm just talking loud. It's like, nah, bro. I'll be like, all right, folks, today, I'm fucking up. I'm running around, blah, blah, and I'll be doing the motions, and it cuts like butter. Nobody's there. It's like, it's like, I told them, like, you need, like, the other day, I was in the car at work recording a video. I was doing a little campaign for someone who had to get it done. I was in there for 5 minutes recording. Fucking bullets, dude. I'm sitting in the car, even the AC on, just so hot and amped up in the car. I'll fish. It's like, I get into it, dude. It's like a full body thing, There have been days where, like, one time I think I did a jump and my wife was like, shit, I think I hit my nuts. Like, when you jump and your nuts kind of like flop, like kind of weird. It's like, but it's like they like slap my thigh. I was like, oh, I was like sore though. I was like, oh, what happened? It's like, oh, I was doing a voiceover, It's like, no, it's like, I swear it was a voiceover, doc. It's like,
Oh, dude.
Dude. Hey, with the spices, like killing it, like why not do your own thing? Why not get away from the companies that you're associated with and like start your own company?
You mean it's like spices, you mean?
Yeah, like you're still working with that partner, right?
Yeah. So we're doing that, and like really this barbecue line I think is going to be the big next step. But outside of that, like there are a couple of other brands that I work with, on the side. I'll use their products. One, even though everything that we make is straight fire, and I truly believe that these next series we're putting out is going to be the best shit out there. Beyond that, I cook so much food that I need other spices. Two, beyond that, before I was whatever the fuck anyone wants to call me right now, I was just a dude out there posting pictures. So what kind of fucking schmo am I if as soon as I start doing well, even if I got my own shit, hey, Caribbean, Uncle Kurt, dude, first time me, hey, fuck you, guy, I'm out, dude, I got my own thing. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, bro. It's like, there's more respect than that. It's like, people put me on when I wasn't shit. So if they still feel that I'm a value to be a partner to them, even with my own thing going, and that they're still seeing something from it, I'm happy to keep doing it,
That's
So
dope.
and I think I'm big enough or able to get big enough, doing all that. And hopefully it adds to the realness. Hey, bro, this is the shit I use all day, every day. And I'm not just using my shit because it's my shit. I like these things too, but I'm using my shit because it's good. I'm using those other things because it's good. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like mine, buy one of the other ones. And if you don't like one of the other ones, buy mine. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not going to get butthurt if people don't waste their dollar on me. This is hopefully a form of income for me, but it's also, all this is just passion projects. If something dies out, I'll pivot and try something else. It's my heart is in this and I want the spices to work, and I truly believe and I know they will. But if it doesn't, it's like, you bounce back, you pivot, you try something else.
Yeah, I fuck with that, man.
What's your absolute favorite thing to throw down? Like and I know that might be tough, dude, because you got love for all your creations. But do you have some that's like, hey, I could do this one 100 times over?
Oh, man. So it's a two-part answer. It's weird. I mean, The oh shit, God, you're right. It's like you're asking me to pick between kids here.
Yeah.
Brisket, I love brisket. All right, like beef brisket's challenging, it's rewarding, it's sexy as shit to cook. It's a big old piece of beef. It feeds a lot of people. The process is, different every time, even if you do everything the same based on the meat, the temperature, where you're at, what the wind's like. You never know, but when you get it right, it's like, ooh, it's like I don't even know how to put it into words. It's like like when you were in like eighth grade and Sports Illustrated, the swimsuit one came, and you did it before your dad got home. It's like oh my, like what a lucky day. It's like I was blessed today. Uh, so brisket for sure, and then feeding brisket to people, especially you guys know being out here in California, there's not barbecue. Like I don't feel like there's a lot, nothing, just not good barbecue. There's not a lot of authentic barbecue out here, and the barbecue that is out here isn't often brisket. You see tri-tips, you see ribs, you see pulled pork, you see chicken, you see a lot of shit cooked in the oven with barbecue sauce. But brisket, because not a lot of people do it, it's easy to feed a crowd, it makes people happy, give them something they don't have. Outside of that, steak is always exciting. Again, it's I love beef. Like, growing up, for me, my dad, old Italian dude, but he grew up, it's like we gotta have a like New York strip. It's like that was luxury to him. Like, it's like I grew up, like my parents were in the bar. I used to fucking play pool and, work for peanuts. He's like, now I'm at the spot we can have New York steak. So I think part of it's the nostalgia of reminding me of, steak is like a luxury thing, but also it's delicious. The way it looks with the beautiful, the pretty, pink, red meat on the inside. There's just something about it. It doesn't matter how many times you have a piece of good beef. Every time it's like a different time. So
Yeah.
What's something you can throw down that people wouldn't, that would they would be like, oh man, I wouldn't, they don't know about, but you can throw down like an off dish or something
Gotta
like
be the chow mein.
yeah, even beyond that, chow mein's good. I do a lot of Asian. People might know because I post noodles more, but I haven't posted lately. But ramen, and not like bullshit. I see ramen on to bro, that's fucking soup with Asian noodles and some fake shit. But I do like real authentic ramen, and I'm not snobby about a lot of things, but traditional, authentic, like Japanese style ramen has a lot of steps and process. So from the tare to making, your seasoning, whether you do a shoyu broth, you actually make like a shoyu, whatever, but you actually make a broth and then a tare, that's your seasoning. You mix those together and then you add an aromatic oils. I'll cure the ramen eggs, everything. So I would say ramen is something that catches people off guard for sure. It's an it's a labor intensive dish, but it's amazing. And every time someone has it, it's like, oh, this is unlike anything I've ever had. It like hugs your mouth as you eat it. So I'd say ramen for sure.
Hey Chuck, we got 2 minutes left. We got this lightning round where we ask big questions. So I'm gonna have Dom. Yeah. I'm gonna have Dom running through it. It's tough questions, dude. It's not like
no softballs, huh?
No. This is like it's made to be very difficult. Usually we do 4 questions because this is a shorter episode. I'm going to knock it to 3 because.
Oh, let's do 4. Let's get it.
Okay, well, because one of the questions is an old school Oakland question, and I thought you grew up in Vallejo, and so I'll save this one for the side.
No, let's get it. Come on, I want to get it. Let's go through them all. I want to see it. I like
okay.
That stuff.
All right, you heard it. Okay, first question. First question, Bay Area question. It starts off, we're going to have categories of backyard cookout, pop-up events, restaurant chain, and then franchise Hall of Fame, which is where you're headed no matter what.
Okay.
In our eyes.
But for this game, we'll see if you get there. Okay, backyard cookout. This is perfect because this was a staple at colleges worldwide, something you bought from the store. This was a grill that claimed to knock out the fat. Everyone had one.
Come on, bro. Talking about that lean, mean, fat grilling machine. George Foreman. He had to cook that to feed his 7 sons named George. That's why he put that thing out.
All right, so you're cruising through easy, like we knew you would. All right.
Okay, cool. I like that.
Okay, here's a movie starring Samuel L., who was a head coach of the Richmond High School.
Coach Carter, bro.
Coach Carter. Boom. Okay, dang. All right. Now we're going to have to ask you these tough ones. All right, this one is, you're getting a restaurant chain if you get this. So, in E40's song, I Hope I Don't Go Back, he says that he gives you an idea where to find him. He says, if he's not in Japan, he's in the Valley, or maybe next door at Gary Payton's bowling alley. Then he says, he's either at the shooting range with him and Banks or at the golf course with who? Former NFL 49er player.
my God.
Yeah, now it's getting tough.
I know it too.
I'll give it
Receiver,
to you.
right? Receiver.
I'll give it to you
Receiver?
one more time.
I
I'll
got
give
it.
it.
Hang on. Is it Merton Hanks?
Dang, he got Merton Hanks. Or
The
at the
chicken dance,
golf
baby, come
course
on.
with Merton Hanks.
That's right, baby. Come on now, Bay Area boy.
We'll have to send. Okay, this one.
I knew that too. I just wanted to tease you. As soon as I knew receiver, I knew that one. So
I feel bad on. I want to say that you won it right there because this one is so tough. This one is so difficult. So I'm gonna. You asked for it, and I'm gonna give it to you. This is for the belt, and it's really tough, man. But this was a very famous barbecue place in Oakland, and specifically in West Oakland. Now, they were known for their coarse ground links, and this was one of the most legit barbecue spots in the history of Oakland. And they had 3 locations, but all of them shut down later in like the 90s. They actually, I found out through reading, they're going to reopen some stores coming up. And they're opening up some stores. The location, one of them was on San Pablo Avenue, and the other one was on East 14th Street. And this is, it's like a last name.
My man wasn't even alive yet.
I know, but
bro, I feel like I knew you were saying last names. It's funny because you said, I wish you wouldn't have said that because now since I was ripping it off. And the problem is all the like local spots out here are last names too. And there is also like a couple good spots out there now that are last names. So
well, remember, this spot is not open right now.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but I have all these names in my head.
Of places you went maybe when you came through. And I'll give you one hint, okay? It's also name of a town in Michigan. The name of this barbecue spot. There's a city in Michigan, a famous city that also shares the name with this barbecue spot.
Bro, Chuck, if you get this right, we have a belt, and I'm gonna bring the belt to you. We're gonna eat and take some pictures with the belt.
Shit, I mean, well, now you've got me thinking things with that. The clue, I don't know, because I'm either leaning too hard into it or not hard enough. But I'm gonna say Flint, just because Flint, Michigan.
Flint's, he got it. It's over, dude. You murdered it, dude.
And see,
you
I wasn't
murdered
thinking
it.
Flint. I had 2 in my head.
I gotta get the belt.
I was thinking Frank's or Jones, but Jones is already out there. There's Jones Brothers out there right now, I think.
Dude, Flint's is where. So this is my dad used to tell me this is how you know a spot is legit back in the day. If you don't get food poisoning like once every 3 months or 4 months when you go there, because it's just. They didn't have the health codes back then. They were cooking stuff in barrels. You know what I mean?
But they would still be cracking all the time, right?
Oh, dude, the most insane barbecue ever.
Oh, bro, I want that thing.
We're not gonna give it to you, but we're gonna. I mean, there's only been a few winners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We'll link up for sure. We'll do a little cookout or something. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, here's how it works. You hold the belt until someone else wins the belt. So the belt is yours, dude. Yeah,
hell yeah.
Yeah. So, dude,
I ain't won the fantasy belt in like 4 years, so I need something,
You got the fucking Bay belt, bro. You got
there
the
we go, baby.
belt.
Bridge to bridge, baby.
You cruised through that way too easily, so that was impressive, well deserving, man. The bridge to bridge champion, dude.
Chuck Matto, baby. Chuck Matto.
Yeah,
hey,
gotta hold it down.
Huge fan. Hope we can definitely get you back on soon. And I mean, you have a very unique style, and I know you'll be blowing up all over the place. So keep doing your thing. It's really it's off the charts. So anyone that hasn't checked out the Instagram, you have to go on there. If anything, to make sure that tri-tip that you're making right now, you as in the listeners, gets to that level of break right apart,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hey, Chuck, shout out your info, your socials for everybody.
Everybody, it's real straightforward. Chuck's Flavor Train, all one word. Space it out, it should come up. But TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, not that active. Post on Facebook here or there. But Chuck's Flavor Train, chucksflavortrain.com. Shoot me a DM, shoot me an email, a Gmail, baby. But yeah, no, I'm easy to get a hold of, so I'm out there.
Hey, my man, thank you. Hey, can you email me your cell phone number? That way I can text you.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was gonna.
I'm out here sending you emails and
same thing. That's what I was telling you. But when I sent you the email, I was like, oh, I got to run a little bit. So yeah. I'll text you. That was
text me and yeah, man. Thank you so much. And we want to partner and try to get this out on social media. I'm gonna make some videos and cut this all up.
I'll blast it out too. Just let me know and give me all the links. Anything if you guys got graphics running to share, post up. But happy to do it, of course.
My man, thank you.
Appreciate y'all. Of course. Appreciate you, fellas.